Welcome back, everyone. It's Lala, and I am going to talk about e-ink devices, or specifically a new one I just received. I first wanted to show you guys some of the ones I have in my collection. I just sold my Kindle Scribe. I think that was the first generation, and the reason being is just too heavy, and I wasn't picking it up. So instead of holding on to it, when I had these other ones and I had just bought another one, I decided to sell it. It just made more sense. All right, so of course, the Kindle Scribe is primarily for reading Kindle books and library books. And so I'm a big book reader. So with that being said, my next purchase, gosh, when did I get this Kobo? Was it this year, last year? I can't remember. But I love the Kobo Libra Color. I love the size. I love the way that it feels in the hand. It's in a case, but it does kind of have this this kind of lip that goes up. You can kind of tell, right? It just makes it holding it very comfortable. And it does have this accelerometer, so yeah. So if you're a lefty, a righty like me, it's gonna fit nicely in either hand. And I love the button placements, that there's space in between the button placements. You can see it like that. I do have a notebook on here because it does have a stylus. So I do have the actual Kobo stylus. It has a button here, and the button is kind of raised. You may not be able to tell a little bit. It's kind of raised, but it also has the eraser on the tip. And it came with an extra nib, I believe. But this is a stylus that you do have to charge. And yeah, it's very nice. I can get my Kobo books on here, of course, and library books, and I can also install some templates or PDFs. Like I have, let's see. Let me go to like this notebook. So I have a notebook on here, and let's see, it has different sections, and I use this notebook, which is from an Etsy shop owner. I got this notebook template years ago, and I tend to use these for work, primarily for work when I am seeing a client. I'm a mental health therapist, and I will take notes. And so, this is a dot grid. So originally this notebook was bought for my Remarkable. So of course, Remarkable is a lot larger size, and I didn't write down the different sizes, but these are your small e-readers, this one. And then, so I love my Kobo. I'm going to hold on to it, even though I haven't been using it as much. But yeah, so I got e-reader. And then we have a Boox. This is the Boox Go Color. And I love this one. I like that it's in color, primarily again for reading. No stylus. What I don't like about it is it does have the two buttons, page forward, backward. You know, you can custom set them up. But I don't like how they're so close together. I like having the separation with my buttons, if there is a button or buttons on the device. But this is a nice device. It's light. It definitely feels lighter than the Kobo. The Kobo is thicker, as you can see. So yeah. So this is a light device. It came with a case, and you can get books library. You can get books from wherever that, because you have access to the Google Play Store. So I have Kobo app on here, Kindle app. I have my Bible software, Logos Bible software on here app. I have my Our Daily Bread, NetGalley, Libby, so I can get my library books, different manga apps, Spotify on here. So you have access to the Google Play Store, and that's what I like about this device, and that it's light. Just don't like much about the button placements, but this is a really nice device. This is not, because it doesn't come with a stylus, it's not set up for a stylus. This isn't a note taker type of device. I can write notes on my Kobo for reading. And if the app has where it has its own little built-in note pop-up like Kindle, where you use the keyboard, then there you go. But writing on the actual book itself, you're not going to be able to do any of that. But I do love this device, and I did get this several months ago. And then I have the Boox Poma, because I'm in the groups, and it's the rage. Get in here. And it looks like I need to update it. But again, it's a convenient e-reader device, and I can put this in any of my purses, like the Boox Go Color. It does not fit in my smallest handbag, but this does, and it's the size of like a cell phone. So it's really nice, and I'm just gonna hit update, so I'll let it do its thing. But then this has been my workhorse, and I do have a stylus for the Remarkable. This does not, like the other three, those have front lights, right? But the Remarkable has no front light, back light, or anything like that. Looks like I need to update. I have a update to install. This is not the original stylus. My original, like the front, the really tip plastic part, it had cracked years ago, and so I had used a different replacement I got through Amazon, and then I got this one, which I like better, and it does have tip here for erasing. But yeah, so this has been my workhorse, and so I have the different folders. That's something I love about the Remarkable. I have research articles on here, and if you look at some of my old videos, you'll see I've also used this for planning. I've used PDF templates on here over the past few years, and used it also as a planner. So I use it for all sorts of things, but primarily every day at work when I'm seeing clients, I'm using my notebook in here, and I'm writing notes and then transferring that information over into their digital chart. And then it does have, you can access your Google Drive, and I think OneDrive, and there may be another integration that's possible. But it's a pretty simple device, works well, continues to work well, and it's not thick. It's in this old case that, it's time for me to replace it because I've cracked. I mean, I've had this case since I got the Remarkable case I got from Amazon, and I've got, parts of the case is cracked because it's plastic, but my device is in perfect condition, no cracks, nothing. And it is also a very thin device, very thin. It's I think thinner than my books. You know, maybe just a little, yeah, it definitely feels thinner. So this isn't heavy or anything. You can easily hold it without the case. It has this edge over here, and so you can hold it and write. So this has a nice, it's not overly big, it's not too narrow to keep your fingers off the screen and write. So this has been working very well. However, you know, there's devices that are constantly coming out, right? And I am not a tech guru. I would call myself a tech enthusiast. I like tools. I like playing with new things and seeing what's out there and finding things that will work well for me professionally and personally. And with, you know, discovering devices that work well for reading and personal, and professional. That's what that's where my focus has been, is finding something that is an all-in-one device. And here we go. This device is the Viwoods, and I'm going to raise this up. Viwoods. I thought it's pronounced Viwoods because it's VI. But I've been watching videos and such, and it's called Viwoods. This came out sometime last year. I don't know exactly what month it was. But it's really new. The company continues to have updates. They had a new software update last week. And that's something that appeals to me, is when a device is new, like this is new. That the company is listening to users, working on implementing the things that people want, and doing it pretty frequently, that you're not having to wait forever. So this is considered the mini size. They have a regular size and then they have a mini size. I believe I initially saw this listed in a Kickstarter, and so it was released after the Kickstarter. It came with the case. It's a nice case. It has a nice texture to it. And because I've been using it every day and it's been going in and out of my purse, you know, it already has some blemishes. But this texture feels like I can easily clean it off. And it's thin. It is thin. And it also came with the stylus. It has a single button on here. The button is, it's a little bit raised, but it's actually, the body of the stylus is like indented down. Okay. So maybe you can kind of see from the side, it's indented down, but the button is slightly raised. And there's the nib. It does have the eraser. And this is one where you don't have to charge it. And that is very good, where you only have to think about charging the device. It does have a fingerprint reader. I'm going to take the device out so you can see that it truly is a thin device. And there's where you charge it. It has a microphone. And there's a top button here on the right. Nothing on the sides. Pretty clean design, but maybe you can see there are 3 actual buttons on the body. The buttons are not raised. This is a back button, home button, and then AI. And that's one of the major features of this device is the use of AI. This fits in the case magnetically. And then in the case, it actually has two tips inside. So you might not be able to see it very well, but you remove here and there's two nibs, but I believe it's 8 or 9 additional nibs came in the box. I should have had that box handy, but I do have it nearby. Let's see if I can open it pretty fast. I believe the shipping, let me take a look at the box. It was shipped from California, just like the Boox devices. So although this is, I believe, a Chinese product, it was shipped really fast. I got it within a week. And this is the box. Okay. This is the box it came in. Right different. And then on the bottom it says AI Paper Mini. Again, because there's 2 different sizes. And then this says here, it's a smart notebook. And then it says AI Paper Mini. And it's designed by Viwoods, made in China. All right. And then you just open it up. It's a nice presentation. You open it up. It had a little information leaflet, which I put in my paper planner. And here it is. It has a little guidebook, and it has in several different languages. So several different languages, but the information is, it's really just well, you get the illustration of the device, and then it says introduction to products. So paper, learning, meeting, daily, picking, application. These are like the main, I would say, sections of the device. Then AI and mailbox. Okay, and then just some other FCC compliant stuff, warnings, what have you. All right. And then, let's see, then it has the removal device, which you get that with cell phones, where you have a SIM card. This does not have, I have not found anything on it to indicate that it has, you can have additional storage or a SIM. This would be a Bluetooth type of device. And then here's the other stylus pen tips and a nice little box. And it shows you a nib right here. And you just open it up and here you go. But I like that the case, you can put some of those extra nibs so you don't have to carry this with you. And then it had the charging cord. And of course, all of us have plenty of these. And this would be, what is it, USB-C, which I'm glad. All right, so that's the box. Came very nice presentation with the box. All right, so what I want to focus on is how I am using this daily. This is just kind of just a brief show and tell of a paper planner nerd who's using an electronic device. So I'm going to turn this device on. And right now I have it on my Kindle e-reader app. And I'm currently reading the Fallen and the Elect book 1, the Eulogy of Angels, the Fallen and Elect series. And so I can read my Kindle book just like normal setup, how it looks in other devices. Yeah. Nothing special there. And then, so I hit the home button, and then this is what the device looks like when you turn it on. If you don't already have it, if you didn't have it on another, on a page like I had on the Kindle or something like that. This is generally what the app is, the app setup or the page setup looks like. I'm not going to go through everything. I'm just going to show you primarily how my day goes and how this week went so far. And this is a short work week because of today being Juneteenth. So pretty much how Monday through Wednesday went for me working. And so this is where I am primarily focused. And I'm going to bring you guys in a little closer. So the daily. I have this synced to my Google Calendar and my Gmail, which is nice. But so we have the paper area, daily, this is the calendar and tasks, meeting area, learning, picking, and then apps. And I'll show you the different apps that I have on here. Some were already on the device and others I added, like I added, the Kobo app. I added let's see, I can't remember if the Libby was already on here or not, but I have it linked to my library. Kindle app was already on here, connected to my account. I added my Bible Logos app, Shonen Jump. So anyway, I added my apps on here. All right. And you see there's icons over here for different sections. Again, I would just want to focus on what I usually am doing during a work day. So I have it connected to my Google Calendar. I have added all my client appointments from our work system into my Google Calendar. That way I can set alerts to remind me, hey, get up, time to get ready to go to one of the therapy rooms because you got a client, that kind of thing. Now, you cannot set like reoccurring tasks on here, but you can do that through your computer or your cell phone. So this is today. I'm going to go to Monday. And so this was Monday, and I have over here, all the appointments show up over here. I'll bring it closer. You have the monthly layout, and up here you have where you see a monthly icon. You can see a 7-day layout, and you can see a daily. Okay. And then you see the date up here, the date of the week, the number date. You can see over here the timeline, the date, what day it is, day number in the year out of 365 days, the year up here. This button will always get you back to the current day. And then this plus sign is so you can add anything into your calendar. Now, you can't write on this screen, but you can write on here. So, I've written some tasks here. So we have tasks, we have notes, we have other, and that's where the magic I'm going to show you is. We have some different icons for your different pens. They don't have a whole lot of options, but they do have calligraphy, which I tend to keep on calligraphy. I'll bring it up with some different sizes for the pen. All right. We have fine liner option, ballpoint pen, and highlighter. And I tend to keep on calligraphy. We have the eraser icon, and we have different ways of erasing. We could circle erase, erase at a certain size, or erase the whole page. Okay, and I put it back. We have the lasso tool, so you can lasso something if you want to move it, copy it, and paste it somewhere else. We have backwards, forwards. We have the AI. And then we have this triple line, which gives us some more functions. Multi-page view. We can add additional pages, like for the tasks or notes. We can delete a page, and we can share it. So we can even email from this device. And then this is nice where I'm going to just tap out of this. I'm just going to go back to the pen. This here will move all those icons out of the way. Okay. All right. So on Monday, I had a couple of different client appointments. I also added into the daily where I took my dog out. I had, this is a cycle or a reoccurring appointment on Monday evenings where I have Bible study online. All right. And so this was my day. One thing I decided to do in the weekly layout, and as you can see, I can go to the weekly and I can still see my task for the day, is I decided to use this where I'm writing down how many clients I actually saw that day. So I wrote 3. Tuesday was 2. And Wednesday it was a short day yesterday for me. And I had a new client on my schedule for 2 hours, and they were a no-show. However, I still did some other things. And what I also did was for clients, so I can see if someone didn't show up or they canceled, because what ends up happening is the system that our company uses, if somebody has canceled their appointment, they just disappear off this calendar. And then I'm like, I know I had somebody there or whatever. And so this way I can see that I did have people scheduled and what happened to them, because I'll write it in here. I'll add it in from the daily. So like that, I had a client that was on my schedule from 9 to 10, but by the time I got to the office, they were already canceled. I had a team meeting that did take place, and then new intake, and that was a 2-hour person, and then I wrote no show. And so yesterday again was a short day. Some other and I'll try to write in some additional things, like if I've made calls and some outreach, whatever. I'm trying to remember, go ahead and put those in there because it helps me recall that, hey, I wasn't just sitting at my desk doing nothing. All right. I'm going to pretend like today is a work day. In that, so for example, if let's see, if I had like a meeting that day, right? Or today. This is what I like about this device. So I can go to others. And this is where I can add, whether it's a blank page, just to write some additional notes, meeting, an article, and I want to attach it to my day, then this is where I'm going to do it, because I'm looking at my schedule. Okay, it's time. If I say I have appointment for right now, or a meeting, like right now, then I go to others, and then I'm going to hit plus. And it's going to take me to this template, okay? And then I get some of those similar icons with some additional icons on the top. And it has already today's date and the time on here. So say if my meeting was at 12:19 or 12:20, whatever, here's the time. And then I can fill in the rest. Okay. And then I have all this space to write my notes. However, maybe if I don't like this just plain look, then I can hit this icon. And this gets me to templates. And I have a variety of templates that I can use. So we got, right now it's on the general meeting. We have client meeting, business follow-up, decision-making meeting template, meeting report, workshop meeting, team meeting, key points follow-up, And I can also add, like if I start off with this regular one, I can do that add page, and then I can still select one of these additional templates to use. So you could truly customize, and then you can actually customize and import your own if you wanted to. But I'm going to go to all. And so let's just say I use this client meeting one. And so maybe it's a case management meeting. And so again, the date and time has already generated on here. And then I can fill in this information. Maybe I have some agenda, primary agenda items I wanted to address during the case management meeting. And then I can write in who attended. And then I can write in all my notes. I can use the AI, and I'm not proficient yet in the whole AI thing. I'm still playing around and learning. But there is AI, because I can take all the handwritten notes here, hit that AI, and it will generate it in a typed form. I can use the text conversion. But this, when I hit AI, it says meeting minutes, generate an email, AI assistant, and then there's a customize. So I'm just going to scribble great meeting. All right. And so this isn't attached to anything. I haven't sent it anywhere. However, if I want to keep track of going back to a day and say, you know, we did have this meeting, and there were some things I needed to get done. I want to make sure what was in that meeting for my notes. But I don't want to have to use tags, which you can do tags. I don't want to have to do a search function. But what I can do is hit this triple dots, and then I can rename this, because right now it's named meeting name. I can rename it. I can add a page. There's where we can add. I can share it, and I can associate with daily. Bring it up to you guys. Associate. And then I can select a day. Okay. And if I need to adjust the date, I can, but it's already in the center. It's darkened. This is today. I'm going to hit confirm and successfully associated with daily. And then I can view my daily, and boom, I have an icon on here for my meetings note. And I have a one here, so I can easily go back to it. And then here it is. Here's a little picture of it. I can go back to it there. And you're going to probably think, well, there's two icons in that box. Well, I'll show you what that is in a minute. But now I easily have a way to track different documents on specific days. It's attached to that day, and that's how I am using you know, within my Workday. Okay. And then, so I hit this other icon that has a number 2, and it says select the paper. And then I have a whole outline I've done for this YouTube video. And then I also have my gratitude journal. And this is a PDF I have added in to the device. And so this is my gratitude journal. I purchased this through an Etsy shop. I still have access to all the different icons. Okay. And then, well, the icons are kind of on my page, right? I can hit this button again down here in the bottom. So it moves that stuff out of the way, and I have my full page to use in view without a lot of distracting stuff in my way, and I can journal for the day, right? Okay. And then I can hit this back button, and it's going to take me back to my daily. And that is primarily how I use this thing. And, then I have some notes here in the notes area. There's also some little quotes on the bottom, which is very nice. Adopt a relaxed attitude to face the ups and downs of life. All right. And then I have my tasks. And so I did clean my microwave today. I started reading my novel, so I'm just going to give it a check mark here. I did brush my dog's teeth already, and it feels good when you can check things off, right? And yeah, and that's pretty much how my regular day goes. And then I hit my home button. And yeah, and now I'm, say I'm taking a break from any task stuff. And I just want to I want to use my Logos Bible app, and I can go right into my app. It's taking a minute. Usually it doesn't take that long, but here we go. But this is a pretty intensive software. Oops, went out. It's a pretty intensive software. So with it taking a little bit to go in there. All right, there we go. Going to the dashboard, and I can use this how I would on my computer. The other thing is I'm going to point out is that there is a size difference. So I believe like the books and the Kobo or considered like a 7-inch screen, very convenient size. This one is considered more of an 8-inch. And 8-inch plus some, right? Or maybe this is a 6. But I will say it is bigger, as you can tell. It's bigger in height. But width-wise, it's about the same. Because remember, there's a case here. But width-wise, it is the same, but the screen, of course, because there's a large thick bezel on the books, okay, compared to the Viwoods Mini, the side bezel is very thin, which has caused me some challenges at times if I'm using it outside of the case. The case definitely helps me keep my hand off of the screen. But I do have one issue with this that it's taking me some time to work through, which is those buttons, on the bottom. They are, on the actual device. They are not raised or anything. And me accidentally hitting this AI one over here when I'm writing. Because my hand naturally is over here on the side when I'm writing. And it drives me crazy. It really does. And I almost feel like it's overkill of having that button there, at least for my usage, when I can easily use AI from within, the different apps. Let me see. And if I do this little drop down, we have an AI button here too. So there is on the right side, there's a drop down with some different functions, including this does have the front light, like I said. Here we have the slider to adjust that front light all the way bright. We have the different refresh modes similar to the Boox brand. You can do screenshot. But see, there's an AI button here. There's an easy access to the memo form. And so it's like I have AI here, AI here. I can, go into my daily or to the other areas as well. AI. And I almost feel like it's an overkill, really. And again, this is in my way down here. The home button, okay. The back button, okay. I think it would be nicer if they just weren't on the bottom at all and they were maybe over here on the side. Like, you know, the other devices, they're all, you know, the buttons are on the sides. They're on the side. So I have never had any issues with accidentally, you know, given that these are raised buttons, but I've never had any issues with accidentally touching a back button, forward button, or anything like that. I mean, even the Palma, the button are on the side. We got the power button over here on this side, and then we have the volume, or is this, maybe this is a different type, but I don't even know what the function of that button is for. I think this is the power button, yeah. I think that's a fingerprint reader too, I think. But you got the power button and up and down rocker over here on the side. It's on the side, and I don't have a problem, even with this smaller form factor, in me accidentally pushing anything. But given that I'm not writing with a stylus on this, but yeah. So yeah. So anyway, this again was just a brief kind of intro to show you how I have used this new device. I'm still getting used to it. I only just received it last Friday. I know there's so much more I can do with it. I can get into the internet. I've done that because I do have Chrome on here, just like normal. And yeah, I'm just enjoying it so far. The battery usage is not bad at all. I haven't had any issues. I believe when I left for work yesterday, I had it at 100%. I used it all through the day, all through, you know, throughout the night, on and off through the night. Again this morning, I am using it, and so, and I'm at 48%, and this is with me using it a lot. Okay, and if I have to charge it every other day, for me that's not a big deal. It really isn't. I mean, I charge my cell phone every night, right? I charge my smartwatch every night. So putting it on a charger, you know, every other day is not a big deal. For some people, that might be an issue, but considering that this is connected to your internet, is constantly, you know, searching for a signal, you know, when you're using it, it's going to use your battery power. Okay, it's going to use the battery, period. All right. So yeah, if you have any comments, questions, any ideas, if you know, whatever, please go ahead and put it down below. Also consider hitting the like button. If you are a paper planner person and you are thinking about using an e-ink device, or, you know, or a tablet, but specifically these kinds of devices, hey, let me know down below. I've had plenty of videos previously about the Remarkable, which has been my favorite. If they would make a smaller like device this size, with a little more function and in color, because they do have the color version out now called the Pro, I would probably jump on it. I probably would, right? So anyway, thank you for coming back. Hit the like, subscribe. Check the notes out down below, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.